Hey y'all, it's Wednesday night and I'm cooking for my family, and tonight I'm cooking smashed potatoes, meatloaf, and stir-fried vegetables. So I called myself going into the food line and I was going to get myself a box of potatoes and I was going to make some easy smashed potatoes. But I read the back of that box for the first time because I assumed it was just dehydrated potatoes. No. It was a whole bunch of extra stuff that I didn't even understand, so I put that box right back on the shelf and went right over to the produce aisle and got me a bag of these red potatoes. And the worst thing about it is what you see here, peeling. So now I am chopping up my potatoes. It don't have to be any kind of way, but you just want to chop them up enough so they can cook fast. Alright, so this is 3 pounds of ground beef, and I'm going to cut it in half. Pause. See the next video for what I do with the other half of that ground beef. So now I'm going to make my ground beef mixture in this bowl. I'm using McCormick's meatloaf, eggs, seasoned breadcrumbs, milk, minced garlic, and ketchup. Read the back of the package for the exact measurements. I add the minced garlic and ketchup part. But anyway, this minced garlic I get from the Dollar Tree. It is $1.25. It is still a better deal, okay? I get my mixed garlic. I get several little jars because I use it to death. So I'm putting some milk in there and some more ketchup. And I'm using a wooden spoon to try to mix it together. Now I try to mix the wet stuff first, and now I'm using my spoon to try to incorporate it because I'm trying to be cute, but you see it's not really working. So I put that down and use my fingers and I squish, 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 squish. But this is the best way to get it fully mixed because you can squish it between your fingers and it really mixes it up good. Okay, now I'm gonna pour this in my glass dish and I'm gonna smush it down in the corner. Smush, 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 smush. And read the package, $3.75. Okay, so I'm gonna cut up these 3 peppers, but not that one. And yes, those are the squash from last night, and some onions. So I'm gonna chop up my onions in my onion chopping way. This is Jen's way to chop an onion, and that's what it is. And I use a lot of onions. In most of my recipes, you will see onions. If you don't like onions, please omit. You can put another vegetable in its place, but I like onions. It's healthy, and my family likes them. So I'm chopping up this squash. I can't wait for the summer. I've already started some squash plants in my greenhouse, and I got some scallop ones. I really like those. So here's some bell peppers that I bought from the grocery store. These bell peppers are delicious, and I wanted to save some seed till I realized I had already saved some seed from the other time I chopped up these peppers. But you can grow things from seeds that you buy in the store. Don't believe the hype. You might not get the exact same variety, but you will get food. You will get a pepper. It may be a little smaller, a little bigger. It may be shaped a little funny, but you can eat it. All right, now put this in the pan with some chopped up broccoli, and it's frozen. And I put some olive oil on there, and you know what that is, garlic powder. And I'm just sauteing it in this pan. I'm walking over here to get my chopped up vegetables. Don't look at my feet. Okay, so you're going to push this in the pan gently because you don't want it all to end up on the floor. In true Jen style. Okay, so this is the best way that I like to cook vegetables. As a people, we like to cook vegetables within an inch of their life, cooking out all the nutrition. There go that garlic powder again. But I like this, and that's nature's seasoning, and it's got just enough salt in it. And I'm going to go get my liquid aminos. Not yet though. I'm just stirring this around a little bit. Look how pretty that looks. It's so pretty. And it tasted really good. There you go. Liquid aminos. I love this umami savory flavor that it gives to stuff. And liquid aminos are pretty good for you. So now I'm going to find my thyme, because ain't nobody got time for unseasoned vegetables. So if you can come up with a thyme pun, go ahead and put it down in the comments and let's see how creative you guys can be. So I am simmering this down. Not too long though. I get it cooked and then I put it on warm to keep it warm because I don't want it squishy. And the night before I did do that squishy cooked way. I roasted it. And I did it a little longer than I should have. But a little ASMR for your listening pleasure. You're welcome. Okay, so now we have the meatloaf. I just took it out and it is so greasy. It is full of grease and we don't want that. Nobody wants that. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to get rid of it. Alright, so now I'm back, putting back on my gloves, and there is my meatloaf sans grease. Now I'm going to take you over to the counter and we're going to mix up the topping. So here in the bowl, I'm going to mix up ketchup. And I eyeball most everything. So I want to say that maybe a half cup, and I think that's enough. Nope, not quite. Now it's enough. Okay, so I'm going to add to that garlic powder. You knew it was coming. And some light brown sugar. If you want to use dark brown sugar, that's fine too. If you don't have any brown sugar, you can use regular sugar. But I just like to put some sugar in there. And I'm going to get a fork because I like to dirty up the most dishes I possibly can when I cook. So now mix in that brown sugar until it melts. And I'm just gonna, it doesn't take long, it mixes in pretty good. And don't worry too much if it don't melt all the way, because you're gonna put it back in the oven so that it can it kind of thickens it up on top of the meatloaf. So now I'm going to get my secret ingredients. Bam! A1 steak sauce. It gives it a little bit of a twang. So I'm gonna put a dollop of that in there. And I'm just gonna mix that up. Now you don't have to use any special equipment. I could be using a whisk. Yeah, it would be cute and it would be easy, but I ain't doing it. Alright, so I got my spatula. And I won this spatula at a Pampered Chef party. Man, I want to say this spatula is about 13 or 15 years old. Anyway, I'm just going to smooth that on top. And I'm going to put it back in the oven. Yep, there it is. So now that that's in the oven, I'm going to make my smashed potatoes. The best way I can describe the texture of this is like chunky peanut butter. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so it's some smooth parts to it, but it has some chunks. So I'm taking my wooden spoon and I'm chopping it down just to get enough smoothness, but not too smooth. My family seems to like it. Notice how my potatoes are still piping hot. That's because once they were done cooking, I left them in the hot water until I was ready to fix them. You don't want to fix your potatoes too early and then they be sitting and then they get cold and then they get hard and then you gotta try to, it's just too much. There go the garlic powder. Yes, I put garlic powder and everything, argue with your mama. And the universal seasoning of black folk, Lowry's, but it's low sodium. So I'm mixing that together. And that's pretty much it for my smashed potatoes. Sometimes I add Parmesan cheese, but I ain't have any because my son, he ate it all up. Alright, so now this is the final result. Please join me for another easy supper tomorrow. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.